I'm going to Paris. Oh. The first time I went to Paris, it was in 2015. I looked so different, oh my god. So I spent a good 7 or 8 hours in Paris during a layover. So I got enough of a sense of the city then. But then I went back in 2016 with a friend and I got to see way more of the city. I spent a few days there and it was a great time. I loved it there. So now, nearly 7 years later, wow. 7. Wow, really? It's been 7 years? 7 years later, I'm going back. Paris, you thought you saw the last of me. Just you wait. Honestly, when I start walking down those streets, I was about going to Cheetah Girls 2 there, but that's Barcelona. I have a 6 a.m. wake up call in the morning and I don't think I've been up that early willingly in such a long time. Usually I don't get to sleep until 4 a.m. So we'll see how we get on. I mean, it's only 11:30 p.m. right now. I mean, I really should have went to bed hours ago. So I'm going to finish this. Hope it knocks me out. 6 a.m. wake up call. I'll make coffee, breakfast. Well, I say breakfast. Leftover Domino's. Leftover Domino's pizza, that's what I'm having. You know, I might do glamorous things like book a spontaneous trip to Paris, but I won't be glamorous enough to wear proper clothes for the intro or make proper breakfast. Look, it's just not my vibe. It's not my vibe. Oh my god, I haven't been on a plane since 2018. It's been 5 years since 2018. I am so nervous about this flight tomorrow. Like, what if I get to the airport and I do something wrong? You know, like, this is the thing. Like, my mind is so paranoid. Like, what if I've missed something? What if I forgot something? What if I haven't done something that I was supposed to do pre-check-in? But this whole trip is going to be great for me. I do want to get back into more traveling. I did quite a few adventures. Last year in 2022, I have a playlist down below. I stayed in a cabin by myself in the middle of nowhere. I took a sleeper train from Glasgow to London. I travelled all the way to the seaside town of Whitby. And I stayed 3 nights in a haunted castle. I can do this. If I can survive 3 nights in Chillingham Castle, I can do this. And I can't wait to focus more on creating unique and more entertaining content for you all. Like, in 2023, me and my camera are gonna get very close.
But you see, this camera is my life. Get yourself a new life.
So sweet dreams, I will see you in the morning for our 6 a.m. wake up call. Cheers.
No sleep, my veins run dry, I'm empty. I'm blinded by.
It's 1:39 a.m. and I'm still awake.
And I should call you, see what you've been up to. I've been wondering how far did you go in 7 months? I bet you're happy and don't.
Hi babies, I love yous. I see you in a few days. Nana and Nikki, you're gonna come and look after you, okay? I love yous. Oh, I miss yous already. I miss you already, Baba boy. I miss you. Oh, I miss you already. I love you. I love you, Ash. Bye, Ash. Bye, Tobu. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I love you. I love you.
New face, same old good anxiety. Where's your irony? Just smile wide, 'cause I got everything I need, but not what I wanted. 'Cause I just want.
Made it to the airport. Everything is absolutely fine. I was really worried. I was really worried about it. But no, it's fine. Got myself a coffee. Got myself a croissant. And ready to go. I actually have 2 hours to kill as well before the flight, so I'm going to start my book, Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin.
You go in 7 months. I bet you're happy and don't think that much about me. Here I am not knowing how to move on without you, 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 you.
Bonjour! Welcome to my hotel room. There's nothing else to show you. This is pretty much it. I'll still give you a tour. In fact, I don't think I could do this update without trying the hotel room coffee. So, even though it is 8 p.m. in Paris right now, I fancy myself a coffee. When I say this is it, I literally mean this is pretty much it. He keeps freaking me out as well. I turn around, I think he's actually standing there. Little desk area here with all my crap on. Got a tiny little toilet here, already christened. Down here, this is just windows. Yeah, a little shower area, which I've already christened as well. I wonder if you can see outside. Let's have a look. This is outside. Hopefully I don't drop my camera. Hey. So this is the little coffee setup station. I have no idea how to use it. And I don't think there are any instructions. Oh, okay. That does something. Okay, right, so I feel like I put one of these pods in. Maybe like this. No? Freaking clue. Oh, there's no water in it either. Maybe... Okay, hang on. I think I need to put some water in. I'll get this everywhere. Oh, are you kidding me? Is that it? Oh, can this come off? Oh, how do I turn it on? Literally, where's the on button? Oh! Okay. Oh, maybe it goes in like that. Oh, okay. Right, it goes in like that. Okay. That's fine. Okay. And then, do I press this button? Oh. Okay, do I do this first? Oh, okay. Right, okay. Cool. Oh, cool. Yay me. It is freaking tiny. You can't even see it. But it's freaking tiny. That's like not even half a cup. So I made it. I had a nap. Or I tried to anyway. I just lay here with my eyes closed for about 2 hours. So the flight was absolutely fine. I was worrying for absolutely nothing. It always goes smoothly. Every single time I go on a flight, I worry that I've forgot something, missed something, but it was the smoothest that I think I've ever travelled. I mean, the plane was absolutely packed, but at the end of the day, it was fine. Oh, there was a woman behind me, and she said to the person next to her, oh, is it okay if I breastfeed? And the person said, well, he sighed first, and I was like, yeah. And it just sounded like the most disheartening thing. Just like, her baby needs to be fed. Like, can we not? I felt a bit bad for the mother. But that was the only juicy gossip I have for you from the aeroplane, to be honest. Other than that, nothing really happened. So, funny story, I was supposed to be here by myself for this entire time, right? Just, you know, whoring around Paris as I do. But I put on, I think, when was it? It was only a few weeks ago. It must have been like 2 weeks ago, maybe. I put on my Instagram story of getting ready for Paris. And Sabine from Sabine's Book Nook, one of my besties, said, oh, I've never been to Paris. I've been through it, but I've never actually been in Paris before, and I'd love to go. And I was just like, book it. Come with me. Like, what are you waiting for? Just do it. And Sabine went, you know what? You're right. And she booked it. So Sabine's coming in the morning, and she's going to stay in the hotel with me. I'm so excited. Beth from Books Nest, she also replied to the story and said, you know, I really want to do more travelling in 2023. I'd love to go to Paris. She hasn't been since, I think she was a child, so she can't really remember it all that well, and she wants to like really explore. And she's just started a new series on her channel called Wanderlust. And I do have both my friends linked down below if you want to check them out, and I think you should. So I went to Beth, book it, come to Paris. And Beth said, you know what, Gav? You're right. And she booked it. This is honestly the mantra that I have for 2023. Don't hold yourself back. If you have a dream, go for it. The only person who's telling you no to this dream is yourself. You'll only end up living with regrets if you don't. And it's one of the reasons why I booked Paris. I have so many trips planned for 2023, mainly because it's the most fun I ever have filming vlog content is when I travel. And I used to love traveling so much back in the day. Like, seriously, I've been anywhere and everywhere. But then I think 2018, I settled down with a job and didn't travel anymore. And also obvious reasons in 2020. So it's my first time abroad in 5 years. And yeah, I just think, do it. That is what I'm going in 2023 with. Go on these adventures. It's a late night in Paris. We're just having heart to heart, you and I. I mean, I will talk about the book I'm reading, but just consider that in 2023, just do it. Just do it. Anyway, I went off on a tangent. Beth is coming. She was supposed to come in the morning, but there are train strikes, and Beth was worried about not being able to get here tomorrow morning. There were going to be disruptions. Her train wasn't cancelled, but with the disruptions, there might have been some kind of delay and loads of congestion and things like that. So she's rebooked and she is coming tonight instead of tomorrow. So I'm really excited about that. She comes in just after midnight. So I'm going to meet her at the train station. I think it's called Gare du Nord. Gare du Nord. My pronunciation is going to be terrible in this video. Just putting it out there. I cannot pronounce things for shit. But let's talk about the book I'm reading, Giovanni's Room. I haven't told you a thing about it. I am on page 82. So I'm actually over halfway. So this is set in 1950s Paris. We follow David and he has just asked a woman called Hella to marry him. And she goes off to Spain. She says, I need to think about this. I need to think about it. And while she's in Spain, David meets an Italian called Giovanni. This one's a little bit of a harder one to talk about. I'm not going to bore you with like too much information at once right now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to still review this book throughout the vlog. Even if I finish it tonight, I'll still just like give you updates and things throughout the vlog. So I'm not just boring you by sitting here telling you about it right now. That's probably going to keep me up all night now. Shit, probably shouldn't have that. I do have mixed feelings about this so far. One thing though is I do think it is gorgeously written. There are so many moments and so many things that I've highlighted in here that I think are just absolutely gorgeous. I'm not going to go into spoilers, or at least I'll try not to. I feel like because this is a sort of a tragic gay classic, it's been described as, I'm actually quite surprised to find out the fate of one of them. I'll not say which, just in case. You'll find out the fate of one of them literally on page 5. And I'm just like, so is it really a spoiler if I mention it? I don't think it is. But the way that it's told, the way that it's presented, this story, the narrative, is so intriguing from the off. And it doesn't, I mean, it reads like a classic because it's written so lyrically and so beautifully. But in the same way, it has that little sprinkling of intrigue so randomly in different various points that it almost feels a little bit modern, almost as if not a thriller, because there's nothing thrilling about it, honestly, but just the way, let me just read this line, but I'll not say the name. And blank would not be about to perish sometime between this night and this morning on the guillotine. So David, the main character, he has a lot of internalized homophobia, and I'm not surprised considering the time period it's set in, the time period it was written in, and the stigma around gay men in general. I don't, like, it's not bad. It's not bad. I feel like it's definitely purposeful and it's not something that I'm criticizing at all. I do think though it's very heavy-handed at points, to the point where it's not being challenged. It's not really being kind of discarded by the author that this is a bad thing. You know what I mean? And I know it's like not always the author's job to, in a way, like have to have a message, I guess, or they don't have to teach you a lesson. In a way, I totally get that. And I'm not trying to say that this is a bad book because of the internalized homophobia. I'm not saying that at all. But I guess just the portrayal, I guess, of the more flamboyant gay men just comes across as a little bit too homophobic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain this. I really don't. It made me feel a little bit uncomfy. There were some words used that made me feel uncomfy when it came to the portrayal of gay men. Which, again, I get it. It's the time period. It's fine. It's fine. It's just personal feelings, my personal feelings. It just made me uncomfy sometimes. But the character of David, I don't fully understand him. He's come across, I get that he's confused. And there's actually really good moments, actually. He meets a guy called Jacques and he tells him, I have it highlighted somewhere. This is all over the place. But he says something about confusion. That was a really good quote. I definitely highlighted it. Oh, I've just seen some rampant sexism right there. You know, actually, I'll talk about that probably tomorrow, in all honesty. I don't feel like I've got the energy tonight. It was like, confusion is a luxury that only very young men can afford. Oh, I found it. Page 36. Confusion is a luxury which only the very, very young can possibly afford, and you are not that young anymore. And that was a quote from Jacques, who is a gay friend of David's. David, okay, so, like, I'm not explaining this well at all, but yeah, David, he does have a gay experience when he's younger, and it scares him. And I totally understand that, you know, especially in this day and age. It is a scary thing, and I feel like that part was so beautifully portrayed. Even the build up to it, he says, I was very frightened. I'm sure he was frightened too, and we shut our eyes. And it kind of hurts, you know, to read. It hurts because, you know, when I was younger as well, I thought it was, you know, a sin or like very shameful to be gay. And obviously there are a lot of people who still think that. And I'm glad now that I feel so confident in myself that I am proud to be gay. So I don't feel it now, but it just takes me back. It takes me back to when I was younger, back to when I was ashamed of who I was. And just the feelings of like, after this experience has happened, I was suddenly afraid, I was ashamed. I could have cried for shame and terror, cried for not understanding how this could have happened to me, how this could have happened in me. And just this like snowball effect of that, like he allowed himself this moment of joy. Like he did seem really happy. But then he thinks about it and he allows the prejudices of the world to seep into him, and that changes everything. And that was a really great way to sort of start the book, because we do get that little bit of backstory, because we only get that backstory after a little bit of melodrama at the start here, where he's talking about the present day, and he's talking about his girl Hella. He says, I had asked her to marry me before she was away to Spain. She said she would have to go away and think about it. I told her that I had loved her once and I made myself believe it. But then he talks about Giovanni in the same sort of breath, and we have no idea what in the world is going on right now. We have no idea the relationships or the dynamics between them, or what led him. Like, we find out about the affair pretty much straight away. And again, it's on the back of the book as well. It's like the whole premise of the book. So hopefully that's not a spoiler. So it just opens up the floodgates on this examination of Giovanni, David, and Hella. And well, at this point in time, I haven't actually really met Hella, so I don't really know much about her. But it was just like a really intriguing start to the book. And just like the lyrical prose, so many beautiful moments, so many gorgeous metaphors. Nobody can stay in the Garden of Eden. There are honestly like really beautiful moments and touching quotes in this. We will ride through the same changing countryside northward, leaving behind the olive trees and the sea and all of the glory of the stormy southern sky into the mist and rain of Paris. Like, it does make me feel like I'm in Paris a little bit, you know, and it's just great that I'm here. There is so much more to say, but I will sprinkle my thoughts on this throughout this vlog. And honestly, we have way too much planned for the next few days.
I bet you're happy and don't think that much about me. Here I am not knowing how to move on without you, 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 you. Oh, without you, you, you.
Bonjour!
Bonjour!
Beth.
Hello!
Book's Nest.
Book's Nest.
Book's Nest, Beth.
With an S in the middle.
Yes. We're ready to take on the world. We're ready to conquer Paris. So we're going to go and pick up Sabine now and grab coffee and a croissant. Hey! I'm currently in the, I'll not be able to actually pronounce it, and I thought I would give you an update on Giovanni's room. on specifically the sexism in this book, because death to sexism. There is some awful stuff about women in this book, and it's a conversation between David and Giovanni. They're talking about, I perhaps don't like women very much, that's true. These absurd women running around today full of ideas and nonsense and thinking themselves equal to men. I think I need to turn the brightness down. Well, there's the women I was talking about, full of ideas and nonsense. In today's society, absolutely not. But yeah, they're talking about they need to be beat, literally, okay, this is an actual line from the book. They need to be beaten half to death so that they can find out who rules the world. And the main character laughs. Just like, death to sexism. This is awful. It's not good. It's not good. You! Right, listen to this line. What do you think of this? These absurd women running around today full of ideas and nonsense and thinking themselves equal to men. They need to be beaten half to death so that they can find out who rules the world.
Well, I mean, we can lay down right here then, right?
Wow. Okay. When was this book written?
1956.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No at any point.
No.
And the main character laughs at that.
Oh.
Big red flag.
It's okay if it's done to highlight the injustices and
Yeah.
some's calling it out and saying,
But it's not.
like, no. But if it's not
It's
doing
not.
it, like...
It's two guys having a conversation about how shit women are.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
No.
Death to sexism.
Yes.
The Abbey Bookshop is a fantastic bookshop. I love it so much. So Beth is going to do a little bit of a challenge for me. She is going to go through this classics novel randomly, and we're going to stop on a page. Whatever Beth lands on, I have to buy it from the store. Okay, go. Stop.
Okay, you have a left and a right side.
Right, I'm right-handed.
Right?
Yeah,
Brighton Rock, Graham Greene.
I've never heard of it.
And what's the left?
This one. Okay, let's see.
Pinky is a teenage gangster in the criminal underworld of 1930s Brighton.
No interest, but let's find it.
Green, and then?
Brighton Rock. Is it not there? Oh wait, there's these ones. We found it. Well, you know what? I've seen that cover before.
It looks
I've seen that
disturbing.
cover. I do not. Right, let's.
Do you
right. Right, you know what? Let's try again. Do it
For the
this time.
record, I think this is cheating.
No, do again. Okay, and go. Stop.
Right, you've only got the one on the right, which is King Solomon's Mines.
I've already got it.
Have you actually?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that again.
Right, third time's the charm. Stop.
James Hogg's The Private
I've
Memoir.
got it. I've read it.
Are you actually
I've read
kidding
it.
me?
It's a gothic.
All right,
Yeah, it's a gothic. Try again. I read it at university. Stop.
Arnold Bennett, The Old Wives' Tale.
Oh, Bennett, the old one else. Yeah.
Oh, the other one looked better than this.
Yeah, let's just stick with Brighton Rock. Right, let's stick with Brighton Rock. I was hoping it would be something I'd be interested in. We're going with Brighton Rock.
Gavin, where are you?
On the naughty stool.
Why are you here?
Because I farted.
How many times did you fart?
Twice, but only one was caught on camera. So the second one didn't happen.
But they were both audible for everyone else in the bookshop.
And if you'd like a free trial on Audible, check out my link.
Stand back, you ought to see I'm busy. Wait up till later when I'm dizzy. I guess I should say that I'm sorry.
I tried to record on Gav's camera. It's the same as mine. I don't know why it failed the first clip. They're coming to my hotel room, Gavin's hotel room that I'm staying in. I just want to say secret message to Gavin and Beth. This is amazing, you know that, but you are so kind and so sweet, and I'm having the best time with you both. That's the message I want to leave behind. Let's see how quickly Gavin will find out that this is on his camera. Okay.
Stand back, you ought to see I'm busy. Wait up till later when I'm dizzy. I guess I should say that I'm sorry for all the times I know I've been a worry. You came to me so warm and bright. I felt alright, always felt alright. Okay, it's coming around again. I say it's always so evident this way. Passion is not for me.
Shit hotel lighting. Fucking shit. In it, Sabine.
Yes, it is. Yeah, especially the thing behind you. It's so bluish.
For me it's day 3 in Paris. Day 2 for Sabine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although this is the second official proper full day. Because I don't really count my first day, to be honest. I was just in the hotel. But yeah, I'm a little bit hungover.
Sorry that I'm laughing about that.
No, it's good. I'd laugh too. Had a bottle of Prosecco last night. We had a nice Italians as well. We shared the bottle of Prosecco though.
We did. Gavin did not drink it by himself.
No, not all of it.
I shared it with him.
Yeah. We're going to do a lot of sightseeing today. It's going to be a busy day. We've got a busy day. We're going to try and fit everything in.
We're gonna live on coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
croissants and everything.
Yeah. So we're gonna go for all of love the coffee and croissants. That's going to be my lifesaver today, I think.
Oh, I want to get a coffee again at the Shakespeare and Co.
Yes.
Because that was good coffee.
The Shakespeare and Co cafe was. Unfortunately, Shakespeare and Co was closed yesterday for inventory. So they should be open today. So it meant that we've had to rejig what we're doing today to fit it in.
Because
so
we have to go.
We have to go to Shakespeare and Co. Come on.
Hello, like no doubt about it.
We are book channels. So we should absolutely go to Shakespeare and Co.
We have to go to Le Shakespeare and Co.
Le Shakespeare and Co.
Yes.
We need to go to Le Bookshop. The Abbey Bookshop and the Red Wheelbarrow were both fantastic, and I did get some books. I will show them later. I can't be arsed right now.
No.
And yeah, we're gonna crack on. I might DNF Giovanni's room. Not gonna lie.
I think Beth and I support this decision.
Yeah. I went in the shower and Sabine's left her underwear everywhere. So they've got knickers over here, bras over there. Hey, hey. Party in France. Go. And I'm gonna vlog.
So you're like, word.
Word. That's all you get in vlog, word. Because I'm in a place of beautiful art, I decided to DNF Giovanni's room. Because that is the opposite. Well, it's not the opposite. I feel like that's controversial. But yeah, I'm not having a fun time with it. So I'm going to DNF it. When in Père, DNF a book. It's self-love.
Self-care.
Yeah, DNFing is better than masturbation. Did I just say that on the roof? Me this morning with my hangover. It's open! We're just going to do a update at the same time.
We're co-updating.
Yeah,
Oh wow, it's really trippy actually.
It actually is. Like, this is weird. This is
And
so
I'm
weird.
just standing in the background supporting you both.
Thanks for the support. But yeah, we weren't allowed to film inside.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to film, which is nice, but also we wanted to film.
We did want to film, but never mind. This is honestly
This is
so
really
weird.
weird. I thought this was a
What
good
if
idea.
But if you want to see this at the same time but at a different angle, tune into Pat's vlog.
Yes,
I'll link it down
and
below.
if you'd like to see this at the same time in a different angle, tune into Gav's vlog. I'll link it down below.
And now we have another one.
Sabine.
Now we have Sabine.
Basically, we couldn't go in.
Yeah,
But-
well, we could go in, but we couldn't film it.
Oh, sorry, we couldn't go in.
Yeah, we could go in, and we did
go
get
in.
we did get a book. We did get a
Basically,
book.
We could go in. We bought books,
Yeah.
but we weren't allowed to film.
Oh, but actually Sabine bought my book for me. Bless her.
Hello, I'm
Bless her
staying at
soul.
your
And we got
hotel,
hoodies,
so
well, not hoodies, jumpers, sweatshirts.
we
Oh,
got
I did get a
matching
sweatshirt as well.
hoodies. We
Yeah.
did.
It was lovely.
Whoop
It
whoop.
was Is Shakespeare with an E on the end? Yeah.
Which
Does
question?
Shakespeare actually have an E on the end? Because I think about it every time. Is that a good one to try first? Should I try vanilla?
I
or
think we
something?
would have started with the vanilla, but it's at the
Some-
bottom.
yeah, fair. This is caramel, right? This is caramel. Try my first macaron. Try my first macaron. Oh, cold. Oh, now it's cold. Oh, really nice.
Yeah.
Caramel's good.
Yeah.
Caramel's good.
It's with a salted caramel, right?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe.
You came in like a storm with no warning, swept me off my feet. It was a deadly dance, and I knew if I stayed, I would never leave. 'Cause you had my heart in your hands, soft like a summer, and then it was a deadly dance, and I knew if I stayed, I
Creole lady marmalade. Do 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 do. Couchez avec moi, c'est moi.
struck me right in the heart.
From the movie Amelie.
Which Gavin loves with all his heart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I love too.
Whatever. Whatever. Liar. But it's from Amelie, apparently. I wouldn't know.
Up and hit me right in this heart of mine. Thunder, lightning. Just like the bolt from the blue, you came right in, loved me to the bone. Couldn't believe that you were mine. Never felt this kind of love before. And you had my heart in your hands, soft like a summer. And then it was a deadly dance, and I knew if I stayed, I wouldn't stand a chance. Thunder, lightning hit me, struck me right in this heart of mine. I was bound to fall down into your wild winds. You picked me up and hit me right in this heart of mine. Thunder, lightning, oh, just like thunder. Thunder, lightning hit me, struck me right in the side of mine. Thunder, lightning.
Ash Tobu. Ash Tobu. Hiya, Papa. Hiya, Papa boys. Hiya. Hiya, me Papa. Oh, me baby. Oh, me baby boy. I missed you. Have you missed me? Have you missed me? Yes. Yes. Oh, I missed you so much. I missed you so much as I did. Tobu. Hiya, Papa. You looking to see if I got you some presents? You looking to see if I got you some presents? Did I bring back lots of toys for you? Yes, 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 yes. Oh, me babies. Oh, me babies. Oh, I missed you. It's over, and I feel so alone. I'm going in the Chick Girls 2 again. I came back from Paris yesterday morning. I got quite an early flight, and it was, again, another smooth flight. And I got home safe and sound, got my luggage. Although, actually, my luggage, so it was supposed to be hand luggage, but I'm only allowed 12 kilograms of hand luggage. Because I bought a good few books while I was away, it meant that my luggage was too heavy to just be hand luggage. So I had to pay €50 to upgrade to the general checked-in baggage. So that was because of the books. And was it worth it? Absolutely. So actually, before I get into what I hold, which I will talk about briefly, you know, I do want this to just be focused more on the Paris adventure, but I do just want to wrap up everything that happened and do a rundown of what I got while I was there. I already miss Beth and Sabine so much. I have to give a huge thank you and shout out to Beth for being the best photographer ever. Seriously, the amount of photos she took of me as her subject, she made me look just as beautiful as Paris, if you can believe it. I genuinely didn't think that could happen. But she works miracles with a camera. Actually, I'm going to have Beth and her new Instagram link down below, Wonders of Beth, which we tried so hard to think of a name of in Paris, but I'm not creative enough. I was not smart enough to come up with a good name. But yes, I will have all of those links down below, as well as Sabine's channel. Sabine was so incredible with speaking French and being able to converse with so many people that I otherwise couldn't have conversed with. So honestly, both Beth and Sabine were the best additions to my Paris adventure. And I didn't even show you this the entire vlog, but I did actually make an itinerary. An itinerary with times, the opening times of everything, the locations where everything is. And I made this whole thing for Tuesday and Wednesday. But as you can see here, 3 p.m. on Tuesday, bookshop tour, which I do want to thank Jack Edwards for letting Beth know the best bookshop tour route. And we ended up doing it, so thank you so much. It was like one of the highlights of my entire trip. But we had no idea that Shakespeare and Co would be closed on the Tuesday for inventory. So we got there and we were like, well, shit. So the whole itinerary went cattywampus after that. And we had to really rejig Wednesday because I had sorted Wednesday out by location and the distance between each location so that we could either walk or get the metro between them. I do also want to say we never ever got the metro. There were strikes on the Tuesday, so we just got Ubers, and then I was too used to the Uber life on the Wednesday that I was just like, let's just Uber everywhere. So that's exactly what we did, and we actually met some fantastic French Uber drivers and we got so many different stories from each of them, so it was actually the best idea. But yeah, everything went a bit haywire, but you know what? Best laid plans usually do go a little bit cattywampus, don't they? So in Shakespeare and Co, I did pick up Ghost Eaters by Clay McLeod Chapman, and when you buy a book from Shakespeare and Co, they actually stamp it. So even if I don't like this book, I'm never getting rid of it. I just fancied a horror, and as I was going through, I realised that I just didn't really fancy a whole lot to read, and the selection was very good, but like the interior, everything was the best part about Shakespeare and Co. It really, really was. Absolutely gorgeous bookshop. I really do wish I could have filmed inside. I could totally understand why we couldn't, why nobody can, and it's just so beautiful. Like, you have to go and see it with your own eyes. So yeah, I wanted to respect the whole no cameras inside policy, so I apologize that I don't have footage for you from inside, but just know that it is amazing, and hopefully it inspires you to go yourself one day, because as I said, just do it, just go for it in 2023. Go on all of your adventures, don't hold yourself back. I think the Abbey bookshop might have been my favorite though, because it was just so incredibly, well, it's enclosed, it's very enclosed, it's maybe slightly claustrophobic when you're trying to go through bookshelves. They are just so compact and so tight, and honestly my arse kept knocking books over. I'm not even joking. But I did end up picking up 3 books from there, and you already saw one of them. It was Brighton Rock by Graham Greene, and this one was because Beth was going through a classics book, 100 classics book or something like that, and I told her to stop, and when she landed on a page I had to buy it. So that's what I did. I bought this, and honestly I'm not that interested in it, but I've got it, so who knows though, I might actually read this and end up loving it. You just never know. And I did pick up these 2. I got the selected works of the Bronte sisters, because in 2023 I do want to read the books by the Bronte sisters, all of them, even the unfinished ones, in a complete reading vlog, like I did with Jane Austen. And then I also got The Great Gatsby and Other Works by F. Scott Fitzgerald, which I haven't even read yet. And I just love the covers of these. I love classics and the way that they look. So yeah, I just absolutely love them and adore them, and I want to keep them forever and ever. And then in the Red Wheelbarrow, which was the final bookshop we went to on Tuesday, I picked up these 3, and I was so surprised to see The Italian by Anne Radcliffe. This is my favourite gothic classic of all time. I never see it anywhere, and to see it in a small bookshop in France, in Paris, I was just blown away, and I just knew I had to get it. I don't have this edition of it. I don't know if I entirely love the cover of this or anything, but I do genuinely want to reread this as soon as possible to see if it actually still is my favourite gothic classic of all time. I also got Lemon by Kwan Yosun, and I got this one because Sabine was also getting it and she'd heard great things about it. And I also had to pick up The Paris Library by Janet Skesley Charles. Not entirely sure what it's about, but I saw Paris and library and I was like, well, those are 2 of my favourite things. I did also get 2 tote bags from Shakespeare and Co as well. I forgot to mention that. And I got the same same too, the same colours, for my bestie Lexi as well. So I'll send those to her ASAP. I do want to briefly talk about Giovanni's room to round out this vlog as well. I did DNF it, and I think the main reason why I DNF'd it, I mean, yes, there was the sexism that I personally didn't think was addressed, and it did make me rather uncomfortable how women were depicted, how women were talked about. Not just that, but how flamboyant gay men were depicted and talked about as well. And just, it was starting to bring out in me this shame that I felt when I was a teenager, and I haven't felt that shame in such a long time, because again, I don't care that I'm gay, and nobody else should either. But that book was making me think, well, hot damn, you know, it was getting like really personal, and I just didn't want that energy while I was in Paris, and I just wanted to enjoy myself and just be free, be who I was, and just take that city by storm. And that's exactly what I did, I think. So DNF in Giovanni's room, just I had to do it. I had to. I'm so sad that I actually left it. I left it in Paris. As I said, my suitcase was packed. It was way over the hand luggage allowance, so I ended up having to leave Giovanni's room and some other little bits and bobs. I was going to leave my dressing gown, because I did take my dressing gown and never wore it, but I just wanted it there just in case. I wanted my dressing gown just in case I did wear it. So I left Giovanni's room, but I am gutted about that because I highlighted quite a lot, and it would have been great to have gone back over those highlighted passages and talk more about them in depth and explain more about why I DNF'd it, but yeah, I did. I prioritized my new books over the book that I DNF'd. If you enjoyed coming to Paris with me, I do have a trip to Japan coming up in September 2023 that I would absolutely love if you came as well. In person, not just watching online, but like actually be there in person. As I said earlier in the vlog, in 2023, just go on adventures, just do it. Don't hold yourself back to what you want to do and your dreams and your passions. So in September, I am teaming up with Trover Trip to bring this incredible, amazing, once in a lifetime opportunity to come to Japan, to see Japan, to have a guide the entire time to help us if you're a little bit nervous about being in a country that you may not speak the language of. Don't worry, I'm in the same boat, but we are looked after the entire time. We have so many activities, and we're going to have a hotel room. We're going to be together for a week, and it's going to be the best time ever. I have a link down in the description box with my trip to Paris if you just want to check it out. You don't have to like actually do it, but if you just want to check it out, if you're a bit curious, then the link is down there. I'm so incredibly excited about it, and there are already so many incredible bookish, like-minded people who have already booked the trip as well. So you're going to be among friends. You're going to be among some of the best people you may ever meet. So if my Paris adventure inspired you, then don't forget to check out the Japan one. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave all the comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the video. Have you been to Paris before? Were there any landmarks or places in Paris that I should have visited that I never mentioned in this video? Please let me know, because I would love to go to Paris again. I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons for supporting my channel. If you'd like to join my Patreon or follow me on any social media, then all the links are down in the description box. And I want to give a double thank you to Beth and Sabine for joining me on this trip. You guys were amazing and incredible, and I have them linked down below. Please do support them. I love them to bits. But yeah, that's it, and I hope I will see you in the next video. Au revoir.